Welcome to the Florida Peanut Podcast. I'm Noah Walker with All Things Visual Marketing, and joining me in studio today is Miss Laura Fowler-Goss, the fearless leader and executive director of the Florida Peanut Federation. She loves that title, yes, which is why I hammer it down every time. And also joining us via Zoom, because it is FFA week, we have Miss Ashlee Thomas and Miss Brayley Hines from the Bell chapter of FFA here in North Florida. And today, because it's FFA week, our topic is the Venn diagram of FFA involvement. So
was Venn a guy?
I don't know. I don't know who Venn was, or if it's short for Vincent diagram or
Realize that. So no. Okay.
Who knows? Good question. That's great. The hard hitters.
What y'all say hello, introduce yourselves, tell us about your FFA position and something fun.
Yeah, give us a fun fact at the end of that.
All right, my name is Ashlee Thomas. I'm a senior at Bell High School, and I am currently the secretary for Bell FFA, and my favorite animal is the llama.
Oh. Hi, my name is Brayley Hines. I'm a junior, and I'm currently serving as our sub-district chair. And my favorite food is steak.
What do you like to cooked?
Medium rare.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yep. We are so glad to have y'all. Thanks for taking time this afternoon, putting on your official dress. And they actually have something very educational, Noah, that I'm pretty excited about this podcast, because a lot of people don't understand the nuances of how the agricultural education model works. So you're going to tell us a little about that. But first of all, tell us your favorite contest and how you got involved with it.
My favorite contest, I actually just got into it this year, was extemporaneous speaking. I loved every single minute of it. I thought it was very different from public speaking, and just liked it better.
Very cool.
My favorite would be prepared public speaking. So I actually got to prepare something beforehand and knew my topic before I went in the room. And it just gave me an opportunity to pick a topic that I was really passionate about and cared a lot about, that I was able to share with judges and usually other people who were either in the room or people that I got to practice with.
Did you have a go-to topic for that?
Usually my topics revolve around conservation. I've used water conservation while I was in 6th and 7th grade. And then 8th, 9th, and 10th grade, my topics were all on soil conservation. So it also makes it a lot easier when you go, there's 5 minutes of questions. So living on a farm, it gave me kind of that outlook to know about the topic, so that when it came to answering questions, it was something that I was knowledgeable on and passionate about.
Smart strategy right there.
Yeah, it is. Now, Ms. Ashlee, with extemporaneous speaking, what are some of the topics that you've gone with?
There is a huge range of extemporaneous speaking topics. The one that I really loved was agricultural literacy, because I'm able to talk about how important informing consumers and younger generations is about agriculture.
Very cool.
Well, that's what we're doing here. So that's a great topic.
Points.
Points. Yeah, big time. All right, you had a question. Sorry, Laura.
I was going to say, I feel like people who are familiar with FFA think of the contests, because we just brag so much when we win, because that is daggum high level competition. Like, I'll tell anybody, the Area 2 District 3 sub-districts are the most challenging in the whole entire state. And I will tell Polk County that any day of the week, because there is nobody as tough as the people that live right here in this area. And so off that soapbox, that's just kind of what rises to the top is livestock shows and sales, and then leadership development events. But y'all take some time and share with the listeners and viewers about how the whole process is built and meant to work together to what is the goal, like to train up good people, or what's the goal and what's the method of getting there that FFA is a part of?
Yeah, what is the Venn diagram of FFA, and what is it built to achieve?
Well, I would say it all is going to start with classroom education. Without classroom education, the students don't really know about FFA. And that's just really where the basis of it all starts.
Yeah, I would say classroom is definitely where it starts. And usually when you get kids involved in the classroom, that's what gets them interested in joining FFA. To even be a member in FFA, you have to have one agriculture class at your school. So you get to take what you learn in class and usually apply it to events, and then you're able to compete in events and then take it back to your SAE, which is your supervised agriculture experience, and take what you've learned through FFA in the classroom and apply it in real life situations.
I'm trying to think, it's been a little bit. So there's leadership development events, career development events. Is there a third one along those lines?
There's not that I know of.
Or those are the two categories. So for instance, prepared and extemp speaking would be leadership development, but like horse judging and dairy judging would be career development events. Is that how that goes?
Yes, so there's CDEs and LDEs, and then like your judging would fall under certain ones, and your public speaking would fall into certain ones. And then you have like your proficiency applications, which are a type of SAE.
Maybe that's kind of the third piece I was thinking of there. So every student is required to be in an ag class in order to be an FFA member. And then is an SAE required or just recommended?
So what's so great about SAEs is here at our ag program, we actually have 3 different types. We do fruit production, beef production, and we do picnic tables, which is a form of marketing. And those are 3 major categories when it comes to SAEs, which allows students to participate firsthand in what these different type of SAEs are all about,
without having to have those resources come straight from the family or something like that. It's available at school. I didn't know that. That's really cool. Very cool.
That is cool. So the 3 elements, just to wrap my mind and organize it for our listener, the 3 elements of the Venn diagram are the classroom, where it starts, right? Because you have to be in an ag class to be a member of FFA, which is the second element, right? And then the third element is SAE, right?
Yes.
Isn't which help me give me the words that make up SAE. What does that stand for?
Supervised agriculture experience. So
Perfect.
that is what your proficiencies would fall under, and there's lots of different proficiency categories. Personally, I do almost 6 proficiencies. So mine range anywhere from ag communications to outdoor recreation. So it provides, especially living in a rural community, it also provides an opportunity for kids who are, working on a farm, who are doing ag mechanics to apply proficiency, or someone taking care of somebody's beef herd to do a beef production proficiency. And it allows kids like that who are taking what they learn in the classroom and going to work a job an opportunity to fill out a proficiency application and turn those in for FFA.
So what are yours? So you mentioned that you have 6 that you do. What are they?
And they're basically very intimidating record keeping forms that, Brayley, if you win, you get money, right? So they're a form of a contest, but it's basically all a paper application that begins and ends, I would say, with record keeping and storytelling and detailing experiences and providing the information. I mean, just massive documents.
They're very extensive, and a lot of the points now too come from your efficiencies and outcomes and like standards. So there's a list of 10 standards that range into all kinds of stuff. And you have to pick, just like a classroom would have standards that apply to what you've learned through whatever your job may be and how you've grown since you started that job to where you're at now.
Oh, actually, I think you're involved in a good many handful of activities and extracurriculars and community things outside of your FFA membership. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So here's something we didn't rehearse. We didn't talk about this, but can you relate some things you've learned through FFA or some things you've learned through those other activities and how they're mutually beneficial? You know, kind of run through your resume with us and pinpoint a few key places that you can tie the two together and how that helps you be, you know, a really astute person.
Yes, ma'am. So as you said before, I am in a bunch of extracurriculars. I am president of HOSA FCA. I am the reporter for student government, and I am volunteering in my church. We call our minister group servant leaders, where I basically show young kids how to grow their relationship with Christ. And I'm also in FFA. What's so great about all of these things is not only do I get to learn leadership roles and learn how to correctly communicate with people, but I'm also learning everyday lessons such as how to properly time manage my 24-hour day. As we said in our before interview, we do not have enough hours in the day. And so time management is a huge thing. I also learn many different responsibilities and different tasks that are going to help me in the future.
Did you forget that you play softball and are the watermelon queen?
Softball and volleyball and all of that too. I almost forgot about those two.
The list is so long now,
Yeah.
she can't.
She had to cut the minor ones off the bottom. Well, that sounds incredibly well-rounded. What about you, Miss Brayley? What is your outside of FFA and school experience look like?
I will say FFA takes up a lot of time in my day, especially doing so many things. But I think the great thing about FFA is, you know, I do come from an agriculture family. So my extracurriculars involve what I do back home on the farm and, you know, working there and being able to do stuff for my family, which is really cool that I get to take those extracurriculars and then apply them back into FFA. I also serve as a Swanee River Fair ambassador for our county fair, which has given me a good opportunity to be involved in something that's not necessarily FFA, but is still a part of agriculture. And then I'm a member in FCA, I'm a member in Beta, and I also, you know, I like to go to church, love to be a part there. It's always good to be able to apply leadership roles in these organizations.
She has a little brother that needs a lot of attention, and she bakes a lot of cakes. And
Laura's done thorough research.
these girls are not comprehensive in their lists. I mean, they are really doing things in the world. Okay, so if FFA's goal is to create or to do something like personal leadership, premier leadership, personal growth, and career success, right? Something like that. So can you specifically say, yes, I will meet or am meeting or have met these 3 points that are a part of the FFA mission through my work and through the things that I have connected?
What I think Laura's trying to ask is, through all of your experience, all of your extracurriculars, do you feel that FFA and really kind of the Venn diagram that's pushed you guys forward into all of these leadership positions has done its job in teaching you guys and developing those skills that you've needed to not just perform well in these organizations, but move forward in life as a well-rounded individual? Obviously, you are both well-rounded individuals with all the things that you do outside of the classroom and stuff, but how has FFA and this progression helped you guys through that?
I would 100% say that it has definitely helped me to grow into the person I am today, but it's also setting me up for not only college, but my career in the future. It's allowing me to have these open opportunities through jobs and scholarships that are going to help me pay for college. I plan on majoring in business and then pursuing to go to medical school to become an orthopedic surgeon. So
Wow.
So by allowing, hold on, I'm sorry. So FFA has allowed me to reach out to many different interests of mine and allow me to explore it to the fullest and see what career I actually wanted to go to, as well as set me up for ways I can pay for college in the future.
Yes. Building on what Ashlee said, I think FFA has allowed me to gain leadership skills, but I think one really important thing about FFA that a lot of people don't realize when it comes to the future is that it provides you with so many connections, and not just connections that are short-term connections in high school, but long-term connections for, obviously you meet people that you're friends with for a long time. I think that's really interesting. I still to this day compete against kids that are kids of people that my parents have competed against, but it also connects you with people for career success. I want to go into ag communications with a minor in ag policy. So through FFA, I've met a lot of adults who are in similar careers. It's something that I want to do when I get older. So it's allowed me to kind of meet with these people and work with them, kind of like doing the booth for Florida Peanut Federation and getting to meet with people and communicate and advocate for agriculture. That all I think started really through FFA and developing a passion for agriculture that's allowed me to meet these people.
Awesome.
That's excellent.
Wow.
One thing that most people don't think about. So, Ashlee, for orthopedic surgeons or orthopedic physicians, if you think about the injuries that occur on a farm, or the real debilitating things that happen to farmers, most of them are orthopedic. So in a roundabout way, what you're doing now will circle back and help the agricultural community through practicing that. It was something that we saw a lot coming from the medical field and being in a hospital that was in a rural area. A lot of our major emergencies were farm related, or they were big equipment related out in the field, and they tended to go right into an orthopedic surgeon or something along those lines. So there's a lot of need for that in the ag and rural communities as well. So those are fantastic.
I love that. I love that tie-in. That's really encouraging. Very cool. Hey, any advice that you all want to offer? I guess you both probably joined in 6th grade. I mean, any like younger student, new FFA member advice that you would like to share?
I would definitely say to be an active member and take advantage of the opportunities. But I will say, as I've got older, middle school was really my time where I got to do a lot of judging events and I got to learn what I liked. So it's really important to get involved when you're younger so that you can figure out what those contests are that you like. Because when I've gotten to high school, I've found that sometimes where it didn't matter as much in middle school, when you do so many events that you're never able to fully commit yourself to one, and you won't be as successful as you could be if you just pick a couple of contests that relate close together. So I would definitely say get involved when you are younger and truly take advantage of all of those contests and go to all of them and figure out what you like, so that when you get into high school, you kind of have a path and a plan that you know what you want to compete and what you want to do, going into your senior year.
Yeah,
I love that advice.
I would say, agreeing with Brayley, definitely explore all your options and all your interests. You never know which contest you're going to get drawn to.
That's excellent. So try it all out is what you're saying. Try it all out, see what you like, and
try
focus
it all
in from there.
Try it all out while you've got the time, so that when you get older, that's when you really are pushed to win, and that's your time where you can, for me personally, like I said, my speeches were usually on soil conservation or water conservation. So even though it wasn't a public speaking contest, one of my favorite events to compete in has been land evaluation, which is the soil judging and looking at the soil and how healthy it is and what it may need, and can you build a house on it and things like that. So finding, do all of it in middle school, find what you like so that when you get in high school, you can do things that really relate to you that you're really going to enjoy.
That's good career advice as well.
Yes, it
Try
is.
it out early.
Yes, it is.
Focus on what you love. 100%.
We are very proud of y'all. Thank you for your time this afternoon.
Thank you so much. You guys, obviously your time is incredibly valuable. We appreciate that you guys showed up. You showed up in your FFA regs. You guys were sharp and ready to go and did a wonderful job with this. So I'm Noah Walker with All Things Visual Marketing. This has been the Florida Peanut Podcast, and I was joined in studio today by Miss Laura Fowler-Goss, the fearless leader and executive director of the Florida Peanut Federation, as well as Miss Ashlee Thomas and Brayley Hines of the Bell High chapter of FFA here in North Florida. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. We hope that you all have a wonderful day, and thanks. Have a good one.
Thank you so much.
you.